Okay, so I prepared for the first year. I went back through everything, more or less. Found the clips I liked the most. There were certain moments that I remember happening that I want to highlight and talk about. And I made this way too long video. And I even cut stuff out. And I'm going to cut a lot more out. But this is the super self-indulgent director's cut version of the best of that I made. So I'm going to watch this and talk about it and give some background for some of these things. So this is the first episode right here. What the hell is that? Oh, that's on my shirt, I guess. This is the first episode. And this is talking about when Hideo Kojima went missing and Konami didn't know where he was. That's what this is. It's very exciting. Excuse the entire self-indulgentness of this episode.
We have to take the search globally, because we have to find this man. No one knows where he is. And in this segment that I'm liking to call, where in the world is Hideo Kojima? Where is he? Will you please tell us?
I love the best part about this too was I made a bunch of photoshops of Hideo Kojima popping out of desk drawers and out of like cardboard boxes for no goddamn reason. Oh man, this is gonna take forever to get through. That was 15 seconds. Oh god, and some of this is embarrassingly stupid, and I love it. I love how dumb it is. It's so dumb.
We'll talk about how stupid and cutesy the little UI is. Why would you spend? It's like missiles. Boop 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 boop. Why is morph ball acquired? It's like this big on the screen. This is a visor on your face. Why is morph ball? You know it's morph ball mode. You changed into it. It's your fucking suit. You don't need it to tell you that.
All right, that's I always look like I'm stoned out my ass. That there's this Metroid fan film. That's what that last part's about. Is the Metroid fan film that everyone liked. And I'm looking at this like, you completely got Samus wrong. You got the entirety of Samus wrong in this whole fucking thing. There's only one character in Metroid, really, when we get down to it. And it's Samus. And you got her completely wrong in this fan film. Completely wrong. And, I mean, that's not even in the highlight. The highlight's about the UI, which is terrible. Which is terrible. It reminds me of all these movies where they'll have computers and it's like bleep bloop bleep bloop bloop bleep bloop bloop. Like no one would design a computer that makes bleep bloop noises every 3 seconds. It's infuriating. No one would ever do that.
Hold on. I'm getting reports.
This is this is the best. If you ever wanted proof that I've lost my mind, it's the fact that I've dedicated two separate 5-minute segments to talking to fictional Jessica Jones and seeing what and having her report on Fallout 4 as if it's like a real news story.
Hold on, there's something going on in Boston. Like a super mutant attack. There's riots in Boston. Super mutants. This is crazy. Hold on, we're gonna go live to the streets
Yeah, it's crazy.
of Boston with our reporter Jessica Jones. Jessica, how are things going on in Boston right now? Oh, they're not very good, man. Jessica, you sound sick or something.
It's so dumb.
Are you okay down there? Oh, there's just a lot of commotion over here. I'm losing my voice. I really hope I get it back before November 20th on Netflix. Sure.
That was the entire crux of the joke, was that I kept on making her reference the show that she's starring in. Not to mention, that's a character. It's not even, what's her name? Something, Kristen Ritter. It's not even her. She's Jessica Jones. And she's advertising her show constantly, like, yeah, you should watch my show. I love Netflix. It's so much longer than that, too.
Yeah, another game that you're gonna have to be stoned off your ass to play. Who is gonna play this game? This is your VR showcase. Look you're a zombie taxi man.
Really?
I mean, different strokes for different folks, but I think I'd sooner have a stroke than play that game.
This is my predictions, or not predictions, reactions, I guess you could say, to PSX last year. The terrible-ish show, and how much bad VR was shown. Just terrible. Just awful.
Ridiculous. Let's look at the game. Let's look at the real meat of the issue here.
Yeah.
Is there anything wrong with this game? Now, sure, it is for a niche, whoa, boobs audience, but that doesn't mean the game shouldn't exist, and certainly not. Does this game objectify women? Well, maybe, but and the whole game is you're on a beach and you're playing volleyball and there's little mini games on the pool and they fall in water and you dress them up in silly outfits. I think you could feed them strawberries. I'm not really sure. It sounds kind of like a relaxing weekend in a beach house, really. That's not that offensive. But I can also see the side that this game is basically softcore porn. But that
this is when PlayAsia did their whole tweets of like, hey, you can buy Dead or Alive Extreme. We'll let you play it. Take that, social justice warriors. I still don't think there's anything wrong with this game. I just don't. I don't see it. It's whatever.
That doesn't make any sense, does it? Those places are fine. You can go to any pool or beach in the world, pretty much, and you're gonna find women who are doing things that the women in these games are doing, and somehow that's okay, but this isn't okay. But in the real world, okay, not okay. Now, I don't really get it, but I will not argue that this game is constantly shoving boobs and butts in your face. They're just all up in your face, and you're just like, ugh, boobs and butts. Get out of my face. But is there anything wrong with that? Really? Do not.
I keep pausing it. I have these dumbest faces. I'm really enjoying just miming along.
Pretend that you cannot hear me. What? Yes, Netflix is a great platform. I'm really happy with it. I watch Frasier reruns a lot. Jessica. I'm trying to talk to you about the very serious and important issue of synths in Diamond City.
It's very important.
Any updates on this matter?
Any at all.
Okay. And what did they get distracted by? Oh, early reports are saying that it might have been my show, Jessica Jones.
My show.
Right now. Go watch it.
I love how dumb it is. Oh my god, it's so dumb. So fucking stupid. It's so dumb. Oh, and I love that little animation. I couldn't figure out how to get like GIFs to work in OBS. So I just made 2 separate pictures of her mouth like moving. Had them alternate. So good.
I don't know why I talk to you. It's just...
I don't know why.
You bring nothing. You bring nothing to the table. No problem whatsoever. And Yep. There's that. Where that goes now. This is a creature here. But it also looks like an anthropomorphized Dairy Queen blizzard. Go to the evidence here. That is a blizzard. Tasty treat. Yep. Doomsday is a blizzard. Yep. Official. Blizzard of the month for January. Doomsday. It's freaking tasty. And the removal of this right here.
Yeah. So good.
I just have one thing to ask of Nintendo in regards to this, and that is, how do you expect me to masturbate to this game if this isn't included? Like, this is, what am I supposed to do now? This isn't.
We still don't know. It's about Fire Emblem Fates removing the petting thing, which ended up being not a big issue because they just let you get all the bonus story and stuff anyway. You just couldn't pet people, which is weird on both sides. It's just weird.
Here, so what do I do? I mean, this is, why would you focus your attention? Like, there's not a single person. I cannot imagine this person.
Oh man. So I have an hour at least between 2 separate videos talking about The Witness because I love The Witness. And I hate The Witness. Oh my god. Infuriating sometimes. Now I got a super meta because I got the show over itself and the chats twice. It's awesome.
Who would say, oh, the desert? That's my favorite area in The Witness. I would look at that person
Awful.
like they're a psychopath. They could have straight up taken out a dead bird out of their pocket and bit off its head, and I would have been like, that's less weird than liking the desert the most out of all the areas. Because that's crazy. You are crazy if you think that. It doesn't make any sense to me. You got the treetops, you got the quarry, I'll give you. You got the twin snake place, you got the Tetris piece place.
This game's fucking good.
Those are amazing. Those are all logic puzzles. Those are all brain teasers, as opposed to this stupid finagling yourself in the world to figure it out. That's not a, I guess that's a puzzle, but it's not interesting. You're given no indication, and while the idea of having a puzzle game that doesn't tell you anything is interesting and is executed well, I don't think having all these aha moments is worth it in the end. It's not worth it when I'm actively mad at your game for just being a dickhead and not telling me what it's trying to tell me. It is, and I keep citing like all these references and things I had written.
Oh, yeah, this is worth bringing up because The Witness, it's got that whole idea of not telling you stuff, and that's great, but it gets to the point where it really should just kind of tell you some things, because the puzzles themselves are held back because they can never explicitly state their rules to you, the player. You don't know 100% the rules ever. There's always a little bit of guessing, and because of that, it never can pile on more rules and more structures. It's like in a game like Disgaea or something, where there's just a lot of rules, and like if you move this guy here and you can do that and you can stack this person. If you weren't told any of that stuff at all, you wouldn't even know you could do any of it. But because you're told things, you can, and then you can start adding in complexity with different types of enemies in a game like Disgaea, or different characters and movesets and items and whatever. You can start adding things in because you've established that baseline. But because The Witness never can officially, concretely establish rules, it cannot build upon them, and it's obnoxious because it can never build enough. It can never just build enough. One of my complaints about this game was there weren't enough puzzles. And what I mean by that is they just didn't get there. They could have gone further, but it kept focusing on this bullshit, like the sound jungle was awful. Just awful.
It's like, once again, back to sports. If you gave a kid a bunch of sports equipment for everything, it's got a basketball, it's got a baseball bat, it's got a badminton racket, and it's got all tons of shit in there. And you're like, okay, play baseball.
This is what The Witness does.
And the kid's like, I don't know how to play baseball. And you're just like, play baseball. Just play it, kid. Just figure it out. Just
figure it out, kid.
And so the kid picks up the basketball. He doesn't know. He doesn't know any sports because he's a crazy kid. Picks up the basketball. And you look at him and you're like, nah. And after 6 hours, this kid finally figures out, okay, baseball bat, and I got the ball. Why don't you just tell the kid how to play the freaking game? I don't understand why your insistence on being smug. How am I the only one who's like, this is a problem, this is a problem? There were some instances where Sully was blocking the way, and I'm like running into him. Make a gif of that. I'm running into him, and he's not moving out of the way. And I go to jump, and Drake does this weird jump animation. I'm like, this is a 10 out of 10 for people? This game's fucking broken sometimes. And like you're jumping, or the times when you're not allowed to jump.
This is about Uncharted 3 specifically, and how I think Uncharted 1 through 3 really overrated and not super amazing. There's more Uncharted later, not to spoil what I think of 4.
There. Or you gotta jump where we want you to jump. If you jump there, you die.
Here.
But I only fell like 10 feet. Yeah, but you can't jump there. Over here, That's the 10 feet where you can jump. I know it's confusing. Just jump here. What? Fuck that game. I am so goddamn tired of Skyrim and Fallout getting away with this shit with their old engines and their poor everything. And I say this about these games all the time. There is only one thing that Skyrim or Fallout does better than anything else. Everything in these games is done better in another game, except for the open world. They do a phenomenal job at creating this world and filling out all these things and whatever. But if you want to play a game with, I don't know, actually a good plot, good storytelling, like even from a structural design of where you're not just standing, talking, and looking at someone, even from that standpoint, how about weapon variety? How about a good combat system that isn't shit? Come back to that. Enemy variety, even enemy AI is god awful. Art direction, it's not that good. Circling back around to combat, because while I enjoyed Fallout 4, it's got so many problems, and it mainly focuses on the combat. Here's my example. How many times has this happened to you in Fallout 4? You turn a corner, and there's a Mirelurk right there, and you start fighting him, and then he punches you in the face with his claw thing, and it does a lot of damage. So now you're in oh shit mode, but you can't run away, because that would make sense. But whatever, that's fine. You can't run away, good. Now how do you fight this creature? Oh, you run backwards while unloading clip after clip after clip into this Mirelurk, running backwards in a circle for minutes at a time. How many times has that happened to you? Because I guarantee you it's many times. And I don't know how you can say that's a good, well-designed combat system if that's a fucking thing that can happen. It doesn't make any sense.
Awful.
Any goddamn sense. But the real point of any of this is, why can't anyone give From Software a fucking award? I'm gonna lose my mind. Some people are like way too into this and way too pie in the sky. Like,
This is about the PlayStation 4.5K rumors.
happening. You're not gonna play, as I already said, Uncharted 4 in 4K.
Right.
Not unless some space wizards
Didn't come
and told Sony how to make a super cheap GPU that was like 4 Titan X's SLI to get. They're like, no, it's not happening. That's not how money and GPUs and all this shit works. It's just not happening like that. Sorry. Best case scenario, in 2 years, in the fall, you get a PS 4.5 that can play these games a little better, and it upscales to 4K.
That I was wrong about the year, but I was right.
Best case.
Oh god, I don't even want to watch myself watch this.
I look really far away from my computer, like, I'm still watching.
This game's too scary.
I think watching.
Hello.
Pizza's here.
Pizza's here.
This game could be really cool if it wasn't so frustrating.
Oh god.
Oh, I don't like it at all.
No.
It's way too scary.
No, there's scary noises too. No.
I don't even want to watch it. I don't even watch myself watch it.
Oh god, fuck. No. Yes, I mean, No Man's Sky, I'm not super hyped on it, because if I get super hyped on it, I'm gonna be disappointed probably. I'm worried about
Shocking! When was this recorded? In March!
how much of that is actually a game. Is that going to be interesting? What even does any of this mean? That's right. And so something happens with Chloe. And
I got all my stuffed toys, and I recreated the plot lines of Uncharted 1 through 3, even though I played 1 and 2 years ago and do not remember them.
I don't care, because again, entirely forgettable. Because I literally forgot she was in Uncharted 2 when I started playing 3, and I'm like, do they know her? I don't know who she is.
The fuck is she?
She's also the worst. Why would you pick her over Elena? You gotta be a ridiculous man person. I'm talking about one button in particular, that's Tracer's butt. And when I heard about this Tracer pose, I was like, what is she doing? She's going like this on the side? Like, there's nothing wrong with that, and there's nothing wrong with this. This is crazy. You can go to any beach anywhere and see the exact same thing that you'd see in the game, and somehow this is okay. This is wonderful, perfectly normal behavior. But God forbid that a fictional character wear fucking tight pants and you get to see their butt. It's
Right.
ridiculous. And not to mention, if this parent had even paid half attention, we got this character, Diva, who's, let's just assume 17. I don't know.
I don't know. I still
in a
don't know.
skin-tight outfit, doing weird-ass sexy poses. This is okay. Did anyone look at the game? No one who was upset about this looked at any of the other characters and in any way, because you would immediately know, it's like, well, why don't I have a problem with this? This character is a little girl. She's basically, she might as well have a Hello Kitty tattoo. That's a sexy pose. That is a sexy pose. Now, you may not think that, and that's the inherent point.
My point.
That's a sexy pose. I think it is. You might not. You might think the tracer pose is sexy. You might not. That's the whole goddamn point. Just because you think it's too sexual, just because you think it's even sexy at all, is up to you. You might have a thing for people wearing sombreros. That doesn't make everyone else have that. It's crazy. And the main point is pick your battles. For the love of God. You're gonna die on the tracer butt fire? Which is a weird sentence. Alright, let's look at the changed one. Yeah, that's still sexy. Oh, but now it's appropriate. Now this is appropriate for the character. What the fuck are you even talking about? It's just a pose. You see her butt more in this pose. If people who were upset last week are pleased by this, you are the most confusing person to me. It's so good. It's so good. There's no other complaints I have. This game went from something like, oh, I guess I'll redbox it. Fuck, okay, fine. It's like, it went from an obligation to, I might pick this up when it gets cheaper because I'm so poor and sad.
Poor and sad.
I might actually pick this
So
up
fucking good, though.
and play again. Which is something I never really have wanted to do with an Uncharted game before. And then we got Leo, which is an anagram for poop lip. And it's very fitting because this Bidoof motherfucker is the worst and I hate him. What are you doing with this seal? People say, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. And in this instance, you should throw this baby out with the bathwater. This is awful.
Throw it away.
Get rid of this creature. Trash monster. They also say, oh, don't club seals, this is bad. Club this seal. Club it right to death. This is the worst. I hate it. I hate it. Now, hoping for a Magikarp to Gyarados type of thing, probably not gonna get that with this disaster monster. Truly, it's not even cute. It's upsettingly, it's I hate it. Don't like it at all. And look at how this person plays the game. There's no commentary in this video, but they're just stopping.
The infamous Doom video.
Looking around. It's Doom. Just go fucking shoot things. Stop looking at a pole. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I don't know. It's so weird because you don't want to. I don't want to be elitist. Like, you gotta be good at games. No, you don't have to be good at games. But if you're gonna post a fucking video, don't stare at a goddamn pipe for 60 minutes. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Still not sure what they're doing. Still have no idea how anyone plays a game like that. Still very confused. Very, very confused. What is this?
No one plays Doom like this.
Turn back! Corrupted machines in the valley!
I laughed out loud in a theater with a bunch of people at this line. Turn back! Corrupted machines in the valley! What the fuck are you talking about?
It's so
Could
bad.
you have gotten anyone to re-record this? Oh, we're only going to E3 and showing this to millions of people. Let's just have Joe the intern record it on his free time.
I have to cross. I'm headed for the border.
Then may the goddess show mercy.
What? Like, he's like in another fucking game. Bethesda gotta show mercy. It's like, what? He sounds like NPC chatter that's like super in the background of an Assassin's Creed game that you like don't really hear, but it's mixed in with all the other crowd noise. That's what he sounds like. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Corrupted attacked the village.
Yes, and something worse. A demon.
A demon.
A
demon.
What do you mean, a demon?
A demon.
It scuttled from the forest. Drove a group of watchers mad.
How'd it do that?
I saw, but I did not.
Look at even the presentation of this. Look at the presentation of it. It's so like Skyrim back and forth. It's so old. You're copying Mass Effect 1. Don't do that. Make your own thing. You're copying a game that came out 10 years ago almost. It's so, oh man.
I don't understand. Oh, Goddess, protect us.
This is the best part of him running away.
Keep running for Mother's Crown, it's not far.
Come with me, or the demon will kill you.
I don't believe in demons, and I don't run when lives are at stake. Get out of here.
And look at her, like the animation.
You're crazy!
I don't believe in demons, and I don't run for danger. All right, lady. I don't. What the fuck was that? Laughably bad. All right, laughably bad. It's so bad.
How
Bad.
how has no one mentioned how bad that stuff was? It was so terrible. Like, your game is what? That shit was 15 years old. How poorly executed that was.
The rest of your game looks great. This looks like garbage. But then I'm just gonna cut. Alright, then you just cut as low as possible on the bottom of the Pikachu.
Here it is.
As possible. Because we're going to be making the zigzag pattern later. Boom.
Boom indeed. Boom
Alright.
indeed.
It's Mimikyu. And then you can even bend his little head. Which brings me to the real point here. Hawaii. It's supposed to be Hawaii or like Hawaii or something weird like that. And here's the problem with that, Hawaii.
I still don't understand how you're supposed to say it.
You've been a state for 60 years, and I feel like I heard no one say Hawaii until like 5 years ago. Maybe not even that long ago. So I don't really understand like why'd you wait so long? I don't everyone says Hawaii. Okay? It took you 60 years to fucking say something? It's outrageous. This would be like if Alaska was like held a press conference tomorrow and said, "It's actually Alaska?" No, fuck you, it's Alaska. You had so much time. Okay? If you go to work at an office and they call you Greg the first day, and you don't say anything, and then a week goes by where you're Greg, and a month goes by where you're Greg, and a year goes by where you're Greg, guess what? You're Greg now.
Greg now.
Okay?
So
You're
you are.
Greg now. This is exactly the plot of Jerry from Parks and Rec. You're just that person now. Okay? Hawaii? That's just who you are now. Like, I'm sorry, but you had 60 years. Like, on day one, maybe even 5 years in, you could have been like, "Hey guys, you're pronouncing our name wrong." No, you didn't say fucking shit. So this is what you get, Hawaii. It's got this interesting narration, like, this is the future, you could go into the vault, and da da da. But everything's trying to kill you. You can't focus on the narration. You can't be immersed in the story. It's constantly trying to throw enemies at you because it thinks you're going to get bored. It doesn't have any confidence in itself. This DLC could have 80% fewer fights or enemies in it. 20% of the amount of enemies in it. And it would have been so much better. I mean, everyone has this experience with Fallout where you're fighting a Mirelurk, for example, and you're spinning in a circle.
This is my example I bring up every goddamn time.
Like strafe backwards to shoot it, and you shoot it 20 times. And this is a good 60 seconds of you spinning in a circle backwards fighting a Mirelurk.
Awful.
Imagine how stupid that is. Imagine playing Gears of War where that was how you fought every enemy. I don't see how this is Resident Evil. Resident Evil never had a scary demon lady do shit like that. That's never Resident Evil. This would be like if Paranormal Activity 5 or whatever came out, and it was stylistically, tonally akin to The Shining. Like, it wouldn't make any goddamn sense. How would you... That's a found footage movie with, like, weird ghosts and stuff, and now you're making, like, The Shining? Like, it doesn't make any goddamn sense. This is my point. If Kojima came on a stage and presented this trailer, people would have ate that shit up with a spoon. 100%. 100%. I do not understand people shitting all over this game. This is exactly the dumb shit. Kojima could have come out with this, and everyone would have been like, well, that's weird, classic Kojima. I don't buy it. You're hating on this because you want to hate on Konami, and that's fine. They deserve it. And I was thinking about this.
I still agree with that. I still don't think Metal Gear Survive is that crazy or ridiculous or whatever. It's fine. This is overblown.
Even 20 BC, we were wearing shoes.
Put on some damn shoes.
Lucky, you're not Frodo Baggins. Put on some goddamn shoes. So I don't appreciate the no shoes. I don't like the no shoes. I think it's stupid. I think you're a dumb idiot. That's not it. No, I don't know. I think it's the blinding of this light. I can't see. I can't
fucked up the light.
See. Why is it so bright? I look at this. How is that even a thing? How is that even? Because I refuse to believe that this is that exciting that I need to pay so much money for it at the first stage. This is all early adopter shit.
Don't do
Doesn't
it.
matter if it's Oculus Vive or PlayStation VR. It's too early to really get on this. There are going to be so many people disappointed, I feel like. You're going to get it. You're going to be excited about it. A weekend's going to go by. You're going to have played everything on the demo disc. Maybe you picked up Batman, you picked up one other game. And then you're going to be like, okay, I guess I'm done with this. I just wasted $600 and now I'm sitting on it. I could have bought something else with this. I could have bought every single game coming out this fall that's like a big marquee title for that same price. So that's my point. You don't need to buy this at launch. You can kind of wait and see. That's what I'm doing.
Double
There's
green screen,
coming
man.
out, and maybe you're excited for Resident Evil 7. You want to play that all in VR. That's compelling. That's a full game. That's an actual game. Okay? Not a 5-minute tech demo. Not a fucking, oh, it's zombie crazy taxi. You can play it in VR. Like, alright, I guess. I don't need to play that in VR. I don't understand. The idea of having to constantly move my head around while playing a game is not a fun one to me.
No.
It's not enticing to me. It's
No.
not interesting to me.
No.
I don't, like, why? Why? When I can sit down and play Dark Souls, or even fucking any other goddamn game, and be fully immersed in it already, I don't see the need for these little parlor trick Wii Sports, what was that, Wii Party or whatever, the one that came with the controller. I don't see the need for it. And it's just not there yet. This is a terrible Pokemon. So here's its evolved form, Brionne or whatever. It's even worse. How did it get worse? How? Please, 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 please. How did it get worse? Now, I don't usually pick the water starter. Sometimes I do. But good God. I can't. Look at its dumb face. Its dumb face is screaming to be murdered. I cannot stand this Pokemon. It is the worst. It is the absolute worst. What is it even? Look at its dumb little nose and its dumb little eye. I like its mouth, actually. That's fine. Its mouth is fine. But everything else...
Just its mouth.
Hate it.
This
Pokemon is a disaster pile. And I don't think we should stand for it. Can we get a change.org petition going to just not have a water starter? We'll just delete that out of the game. The game starts, and here, pick your one of these starters, and you open up one, and it's the owl. You open up one, it's the kitten. The other one doesn't open, and it's like, what happened to it? I don't know. It's broken. I guess that Pokeball's broken. We don't get a water one. Oh well. And you're like, okay, I guess I'll just pick between these two because fuck this thing. It is so terrible. I can't even. Get it off my screen. It's awful. It's just awful.
It's just awful. I love how that's how I end it. But I'm going to edit that down. I think, here, back to the National Novel Writing Month tips. I think that's a good recap of the year. Some insightful things on why Skyrim's not that great, and Fallout's not that great, and VR's not that great, and a lot of things aren't that great. I didn't include why Bastion isn't great. That's also not great. Talked about Witness and why it's not great, and also why it is great. Some things I got cut out. Firewatch. I couldn't find the right clips that weren't super spoilery for Firewatch, but I really did not like where the plot ended up with Firewatch. Really hated it. Everyone in that park should be fired for just how incompetent they are. But that's just me. This has been the very, very self-indulgent episode. Oh my god. Incredibly self-indulgent. It's all about me. The best of. And then with National Novel Writing Month, the next month's going to be a little light on topics. The show might probably be a little shorter. Certainly won't be watching 25 minutes of myself anymore. I'm going to publish that video once I edit it down to like 13. Because some of that can go. Especially rewatching it again. Some of that can really go. We can trim that down. We can chop that right up, right? Batman v Superman, we can chop that up. Chop that up. Alright, let me say chop that up again. Chop that up. That's the show. I do this every Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific time. Twitch.tv/TheGameFanatics. I stream Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday on my channel. But again, November, just going to be Saturday and Sunday primarily. Doing stuff for Extra Life this next week. Viewer suggested games. Gonna try and set up where you can play and beat me at Smash and Mario Kart. That should be fun. And yeah, I think that's it. Oh, that's twitch.tv/BenReacts. My main channel. No one's here. No one's ever here. Well, sometimes people are here. That's not true. I won't lie and say no one's ever here. But I will say, most of the time, the show's just for me, which is why I can have a self-indulgent episode. It's my show. When you have your show, you can do whatever you want. Now, more people will probably watch your show than my show, but that's fine. Maybe.